Lisa, Carmen Wang, what's happening?
I'm good.
So tell me what sport, how long did you do it for, Olympic level, rock star?
I was a 4-time USA national champion, Olympic level, and USA Hall of Fame gymnast. My first decade-long career from 9 to 19. I grew up in Wisconsin, but for the first 18 years of my life, I traveled to over 30 countries, but spent most of that time in buses and hotels and gyms, so didn't really get to see those places. I would say the number one thing that I learned as a gymnast was the ability to fall and get back up again, and not only experience the shame and the humiliation and the physical pain of falling down, but learning how to put a smile on your face, get back up with grace, and say the show must go on. And the other big thing that I learned was that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. I was never the most flexible. I was never I didn't have the best body. Didn't come from the best, just background, but I certainly outworked every single person on that team, which is why I was the winner.
Yeah. So how did you stay super disciplined, ultra healthy, and outpace others? Like, what was that you had that they didn't have?
Back then or today?
Either one.
Okay. So back then, I was a absolute perfectionist. You had to be, we literally went for the perfect 10. So I was very strict on my diet, very strict on my schedule. The only thing I focused on was getting gold medals and getting straight A's. And I wanted to succeed at both school and gymnastics. Today, I'm a very different person. So as many of you know, I'm the author of the Bad Bitch Business Bible, all about going from good girl to bad bitch. And my background is really as that perfectionist, people-pleasing, obedient good girl that listened to authority and told me everything that was wrong with my body or my performance so that I could be the best. And I realized that there are some things that are good about that, but there are some things that are very toxic about that, especially when you become an adult and a woman. And so today, I actually have learned to let go of some of that ultra perfectionism, ultra discipline, because I realize that for me, what's really actually important is also to be able to enjoy the journey and not just go after the next medal, the next medal, the next achievement, because I've done that for so long. And so I've actually found that today, if I focus on actually enjoying myself in the process, surrounding myself with really good people, and actually being authentic to myself, that gets me more success than following some arbitrary schedule, like get up at 5 a.m., have a super strict diet, and restrict yourself in every way.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. What where are you spending your time investing, your holdings? What are you up to in this world?
I also run the Bad Bitch Empire Fund, which is a early stage venture fund investing in high growth female-led tech companies. And we invest primarily in 3 core areas that we see the greatest systemic inequality, which is healthcare inequality, financial inequality, and labor inequality that looks like health tech, fintech, and future of work. And I'm really excited to say that 99% of our LPs are first-time female LPs. So one of my missions was to get more women on cap tables, because we know that that's really how we build generational wealth, when we're actually investing at the highest levels. And so in addition to that, I personally invest in crypto. I also invest in real estate. Those are my main things.
How do you use visualization, affirmation, goal setting rituals, and which one of them have you used most to be able to become as successful as you are today?
The number one question I've asked myself over the last few decades, and the answer always changes, is who is the most powerful and authentic version of me? And a lot of times, the version of yourself that you see in the mirror is not the most powerful and authentic version of you. And so I would always visualize that version of her or me, and she, especially at the point when I was a good girl and I was very insecure and I was, had very weak boundaries and didn't know my value, I would just imagine this kind of woman who was confident and generous and outspoken and knew her purpose. And I'm proud to say that that's the woman that I am today. So I think that's really the question to always ask yourself, like, who is the most powerful and authentic version of you, and continually iterating to become that person.
What is a $1 million lesson you learned from being an athlete?
I would say that you have to be very diligent about caring about figuring out whose opinion matters and whose opinion doesn't. Because everyone's going to have an opinion of you when you're in the spotlight. And most of those opinions don't actually matter as long as you are doing what you're meant to do and you're authentic to yourself.
Love it. Give a round of applause, you guys.
If you are a founder, raising capital, developing real estate, or you're an investor, would love for you to get involved in the Family Office Club. I've run this community for 18 years now. We've hosted 300 live events. We have 17 million social media group members and followers. We have the #1 YouTube channel on family offices. We have the #1 most popular podcast on family offices. You can learn more about us and our membership options at familyoffices.com. We have 30 in-person events planned in 2026 and another dozen events this year. Please go to familyoffices.com to learn more.